Okay, so in this video we're going to continue on from the previous one where we put a base image on a stick C+, and what we're going to do is go ahead and use UIFLOW to update that image, update the device with some code that whenever we press a button, we're going to update a label on the screen and we're going to activate a relay. So what we're going to do, or what we can do, is we go out to the M5 Stack website. We can go out to the device itself, which we can find underneath the store, in this case under controllers, and then from there I showed you in the previous video where you can navigate down to find the documentation for it. All I'm doing on this one is getting out here to this UIFLOW link, and so click on that and it pops up this window. We want to use the UIFLOW 1 and click confirm. I'm going to skip that. Now if your device doesn't show up here, what you can do is go, or if it looks different, you can go over here to the settings, click the hamburger bar and go down to settings, type in your UI or API key, and then select your device from the pictures below and making sure you get the right one. This is important that you have the right one. Some of them look very similar, but you have to have the right one because it can cause you some errors in your code later on if you have the wrong device. So in my case, it's already configured for me. I'm going to hit cancel there, and let's go ahead. Close that one up. And let's see if I can get connected to it here. I might have another window open, so let's see what happens. Okay, so I did get connected to it. Awesome. All right. So you can see in the picture down here that our device is actually not plugged in to anything. It's just running off of its battery, which is fine. And let's actually start it from the base here. So I just powered it off and powered it back on. You should have a screen like this if you did the base installation of the firmware, and it shows your API key. Alright, so now we're all connected up. I'm simply going to pull over a label here, label 0. Let's change that font size. It's a little bit too big. Let's go 24. Alright, there we go. Label 0, put it on the screen, and I'm going to go up to events. I'm going to grab a button push off of button A, and once that button is pushed, I'm going to go down here to the label under UI, and I'm going to grab the top one, and I'm just going to update the text to say on, like that, and we're going to go ahead and duplicate that whole set of code, bring it down here, and I'm on a long press, so I changed the was pressed to long press, and I'm going to update it to off. Pretty simple stuff. Alright, we're going to click run. It's connecting to the device, uploaded the code. We can see that our label 0 is on the device, and I'm going to press it once, and I get on, and I long press it, and I let off, and it updates to off. Exactly what we wanted. Alright, so that's the first step. Now the second step of this is I'm going to go ahead and I'll move this off to the side. Let's see, I should be able to make this bigger. There we go. And so what I've done is I've got a relay here, and we have our power source coming into the relay. So our black wire for common, and the common of our light over here is already wired in on this other side, and then the red wire for the power load input, and then the yellow wire here is our light side for the power input. All right, and so you can simply see this configuration. It's pretty simple. but we'll plug in our power input to the relay, and then our grove connector plugs into our device like so. So we're going to go ahead and plug this in. There we go. Now right now our code doesn't do anything but update the label, so we're going to have to do a little bit of a code update. I'm going to go ahead and plug in the power source for the light. Okay, and here we are. Go ahead and reduce this thing back down. There we go. Get that out of our way. So now what we want to do in the UIFLOW is we want to go down here to the units, and we're going to click the plus button, and there are a whole bunch of units out here. Now the one that I have is a relay, so we can search for relay. Okay, and I have a relay 2. Okay, you can use, if you have, depending on which device which one you have, you can use any of these. It doesn't really matter. But I'm using the relay 2, and I click OK. It's plugging into, I don't know if you saw that or not, but our relay 2 is plugging into port A on this device. It only has one port, so it's port A. If you're using a different M5 stack device, you need to make sure that you check the correct port and go from there. Okay, so port A it is. Now we go over here to hardware, and sorry, not hardware, units. Go to units. We have our relay 2, and we add this in. So when we pressed it on, okay, so just add this underneath our label. We turn the label on. We have our relay control. All right, this is relay 1. So we'll have to make sure that is relay 1 on the device. I believe it is. And then we're simply going to turn it on. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate this bottom piece. All right, we'll take it underneath our long press and turn it back off. All right, on and off. There we go. Everything should be set to go, and let's hit run. Okay, our code has been updated. Do our single long press. I don't know if you can see it there, but I've got plugged in the wrong spot. Okay, so we will do our long press and turn off. We can see simply from the relay lighting the light on the relay that the code is correct. I just have the physical connection in the wrong spot. So let's move the physical connection. Get that plugged in there. And we do our long press. There we our short press rather. See our light, and our long press. Turned it off. Simple as that. All right, so there's our simple code on our device, running on our device, that simply turns the light on whenever we press a button. It turns it off when we long press it, and that'll do it for this video. Next one, we're going to simply apply this same concept, and I'm going to control a conveyor belt with it. So that'll be the next piece. That'll be a short video, but that's where we're headed next.